The Denver Nuggets' 2025 playoff journey ended in bitter disappointment. A 125-93 Game 7 blowout loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder in the Western Conference semifinals. It marked the second straight year Denver bowed out at this stage, raising hard questions about the team's direction, depth, and management. Amidst the defeat, Nuggets forward Aaron Gordon offered a candid critique of the NBA's playoff scheduling, highlighting the strain that relentless back-to-back games placed on his depleted squad. His remarks open a window into a deeper crisis affecting Denver, a crisis that extends beyond injuries or a single series loss. This analysis unpacks the layers beneath the surface: the physical and mental toll of the 2025 postseason schedule, the lingering roster and management dysfunctions, and the urgency for Denver to reset around superstar Nikola Jokic before the window closes on his prime. Aaron Gordon's post-game request for improved playoff spacing wasn't just the ramblings of a frustrated player. It was a sober reality check on how NBA scheduling impacts player health, performance, and ultimately, competitive balance. The Nuggets entered the second-round battle already battered after a draining 7-game series with the Los Angeles Clippers. This was a physical war, pushing Denver's key players to their limit. Yet, rather than being afforded adequate recovery time, the Nuggets faced an unforgiving schedule with only 1 day of rest between games against the Thunder. Gordon, playing heroically on a grade 2 hamstring strain, an injury that normally sidelines athletes for weeks, summed up the consequences. I would appreciate it if there were a couple of days in between games instead of every other day. The product of the game would be a lot better. You'll see a higher level of basketball, probably less blowouts. His plea goes beyond personal discomfort. It underscores a systemic issue. When teams cannot recover properly, the quality of basketball suffers, injuries mount, and the spectacle, the product that fans pay to see, diminishes. The numbers tell a story of perseverance. In the brutal game, Denver's core was a patchwork of injured, ill, and fatigued players. Battling the great Jamal Murray, contending with an illness that sapped his effectiveness. These stars logged heavy minutes not simply because they're competitive warriors, but because Denver's roster lacked the depth necessary to meaningfully rest or replace them. The absence of meaningful bench contributions compounded the exhaustion. As the Thunder overwhelmed Denver's starters, the supporting cast was unable to fill the void, highlighting a critical roster-building failure. The Nuggets' struggles are not confined to the floor. Behind the scenes, Denver endured significant upheaval during the 2024-25 season. The franchise parted ways with head coach Michael Malone and general manager Calvin Booth late in the regular season amid reports of internal friction. Though it's rarely a single individual's fault, both Malone and Booth bore responsibility for a fractured culture and a roster poorly equipped to withstand the rigors of a deep playoff run. Booth's role in assembling a roster with thin depth and limited versatility drew particular criticism. This organizational instability coincided, unfortunately, with what should have been the peak of Nikola Jokic's prime, depriving the team of steady leadership during critical moments. There is no disputing Jokic's transcendent talent. He's arguably the best player of this generation, combining elite passing, scoring, and rebounding with a unique basketball IQ that allows him to control the flow of the game. Yet, even a player of his caliber can only do so much without adequate support. The Nuggets' lack of depth and quality role players exposed Jokic to relentless pressure from opposing defenses, ultimately wearing him down. The series with Oklahoma City illuminated how vulnerable Denver's core had become when pushed to its limits. The team's failure to provide Jokic with reliable reinforcements in the rotation is a damning indictment of past front office decisions. Denver's defeat came at the hands of a young, hungry Oklahoma City Thunder team that won 68 games in the regular season and displayed the defensive intensity and athleticism of a championship contender. The Thunder's rise symbolizes a broader shift in the Western Conference landscape. Teams are trending toward long switchable defenses, deep rotations, and relentless pace. Denver's outdated roster construction, combined with injuries and poor scheduling, put them at a distinct disadvantage. For Denver to compete in this evolving environment, the team must adapt strategically and personnel-wise. Despite the setbacks, the Nuggets retain a contending core anchored by Jokic. But time is running out. Here are key priorities for Denver's front office this offseason. A. Improving roster depth and versatility, adding wings and forwards capable of defending multiple positions, handling heavy minutes, and contributing offensively is essential. The goal is to avoid the need for injured stars to play through pain due to lack of alternative. B. Addressing health and load management. Better load management protocols and rest schedules could protect star players from burnout and injury, particularly with a grueling playoff calendar. The Nuggets should work with medical and training staff to optimize player longevity. C. Establishing stability and culture. With Malone and Booth gone, Denver has an opportunity to reset its culture. Hiring leaders who prioritize unity, communication, and accountability will be critical to long-term success. D. Maximizing Nikola Jokic's prime. Whether through trades, free agency, or smart draft picks, the Nuggets must build a team around Jokic that maximizes his unique skill set and protects him physically. Aaron Gordon's comments spotlight a broader issue in the NBA. The playoff schedule compresses too much high-stakes basketball into too little time. Players and coaches frequently complain about the physical toll, and the NBA has gradually made changes, such as expanding first-round series to best-of-7 formats and limiting back-to-back games in the regular season. But the playoffs remain punishing. More days off between games could reduce injury risk, will improve game quality, allow teams to make better tactical adjustments, enhance fan experience. The league must balance commercial and broadcast demands with player health and game integrity, a challenge that Gordon's comments help bring into focus. For Nuggets fans, the 2025 playoffs were a painful roller coaster. The team fought valiantly, but the narrative of a promising championship window slipping away is hard to swallow. The community will hope the front office and coaching hires made this offseason will signal a new chapter, a chapter defined by resilience, smart construction, and respect for the health and longevity of their stars. The Denver Nuggets 2025 playoff exit was a wake-up call, a confluence of physical strain, roster inadequacies, and organizational dysfunction that derailed a team with legitimate championship aspirations. Aaron Gordon's public appeal for playoff scheduling reform underscores the importance of player health in maintaining the NBA's high standard of competition. Denver has a rare generational talent in Nikola Jokic, but needs decisive action this offseason to build a supporting cast capable of sustaining a deep postseason run. Time is precious. The Nuggets window will not remain open forever. If they want to regain their place atop the Western Conference, they must learn from the past and adapt for the future. Because greatness demands more than talent, it demands resilience, depth, and vision.
Mình cũng sẽ gấp vào đây nha. Mình sẽ vuốt vào nha. Phần này mình gấp ra đây nha. Mình gấp phần này ra đây nha. Mình gấp phần này vào đây nha. Phần này mình cũng gấp vào đây nha. Tiếp theo mình đã được như này rồi nha. Mình sẽ dùng tờ giấy này để mình làm dâu nha. Mình sẽ vuốt lên nha. Mình dùng kéo mình cắt bớt lại đi nha. Vậy là mình đã hoàn thành xong rồi nhá mọi người. Mọi người có thể tham khảo cách làm này của mình để làm nhá. Video của mình đến đây là hết rồi. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại mọi người trong các video tiếp theo nha. Bye bye tất cả mọi người nha. Chúc mọi người thành công nha.